Come with me to our little spray painting booth. Don't judge us. It looks a little crazy out there, but I wanted to show you guys the pre-process of how we actually start customizing our trays. And so I wanted to show you guys. Sorry, Mark is being extra loud for no reason in the background.
I'm doing orders. I'm doing orders
just
here.
being extra. So this is our little spray painting booth area. As you can see, we try to keep it organized as much as possible. Don't judge, okay? But this is where we do the spray painting. This is where all of the magic tends to happen. So if you can see right here, Mark came up with the beautiful idea to keep two separate areas for spray painting, where he has his side and I have my side, so we could get more stuff done faster. And I really love how he has set this up. We do have to change these out, because if not, this will start to accumulate and you will have issues like that, and you don't want that, because stuff like that gets in your tray when you're spray painting, because the pressure of the spray paint, when it comes out, it tends to blow really hard. So if you have all of that stuff on, the bottom of here, you go to spray paint, guess what? Now all of that stuff is going to get into your paint. You don't want that. So you want to keep a clean area like this as much as possible. As soon as you start to see it start to get like this, you need to change it. Do not work in that area. I promise you, you will ruin stuff, and you will have to start over because you just was being lazy. So just make sure you have an area this is clean, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show you guys the pre-process of what I like to do. If you can, always try to remember to use your gloves, because you will have hands of a painter if you don't. And if you cherish your hands, girls, you know what I mean. Keep your hands clean. I like to use white spray paint in the beginning, and the reason why I like to do that is because it brightens up the colors and it looks even better. So if you go in with the actual color, it's just gonna look really dull and it's not gonna look really bright. So I suggest using a white spray paint as your base, and then go ahead and change your color, or use your color, I'm sorry. And I like to go in layers. Don't go so heavy with your coating, because if you tend to go too heavy with the spray paint, it's gonna crack. I did want to let you guys know this spray paint is a little bit more on the thinner side, so you are going to have to apply a couple layers if you want to save money. We do have the other spray paint. This brand is a little bit more high quality, but it's a little bit more pricier. I like to use both because I am trying to save a little money. So what I'll do is I'll go in with the light, with the thinner one, so that I don't have to use as much as the high quality one. So if that makes sense. So I'll use both just to be able to save a little bit money. If you don't care and you got money to spend, go ahead with the higher quality one, because that one, all you need is 2 coats and you're fine. I'm eventually gonna do it. Because I'm tired of having to do all of this. Like, it's annoying. So I am gonna just switch over to the higher quality one, because it's just gonna save enough time. But yeah, if you didn't want to have to do it that way and you wanted to save a little bit on money, use the thinner one. I would say 2 coats of that, and then 1 coat of the expensive spray paint, and you're good. Alright, you guys, I had to switch over to voiceover because my neighbors was getting it. Their music was so loud and they were having such a good time. So right now I am just applying my colors. I'm going in with this pink and this blue, and then a lighter blue at the end. Now this other blue color is really thick. I do want you guys to remember when you're working with spray paints that not all spray paint is the same. So you do have different types of consistencies with spray paints. Like this one, this particular color, if you do not apply this a very thin layer, you're gonna have issues with cracking, which is about to happen right now as we speak. It's cracking right before your eyes, and I'm honestly kind of happy that it happened, because I wanted you guys to see this, so that if you ever did experience something like this, I want you to know that it's a very easy fix, and I'm about to explain how you can actually fix this so that you don't feel like you have to start over or just throw your tray away. Do not do that, because it's such an easy fix, I promise. But like I said, some paints are thicker than others, and I use the same method when it comes to spray painting all the time. I just totally forgot that this particular color is a little bit more thicker than others, and I should have definitely stayed back even further than I usually do. So I did want you guys to keep that in mind, but like I said, this is such an easy fix. So the struggle was real when it comes to spritzing. I don't know if you guys have this issue, but if you do, this method is going to be really helpful for anyone who's struggling through the same thing. So what happens is the nozzle of the spray paint can, right, tends to get clogged, and when it gets clogged, it spritz over onto the other colors of the tray, which is what we don't want to happen. So you want to do this method because, like I said, it's really helpful, especially for beginners. If you're somebody who's just starting out and you're struggling with blending your colors, take a piece of paper or a cardboard, hold it over your tray, and then go ahead and spray paint. This is going to definitely help blend your colors, and it also helps with protecting your other colors from spray painting getting on it. So this is really helpful. I started out with this method when I was first started making trays. I don't have to do it like that anymore because obviously I've gotten better, but if you are somebody who is just starting out with this, definitely try this method. I promise you are gonna love it, and it's gonna just blend out all of your colors so nice, so seamless. So you guys remember the tray that cracked, right? I know it was just a second ago, so how can you? But this is the tray. You can hardly tell. That method works every time for me. Like I said, you want to be really, really careful with how you are dabbing the tray when it happens. Do not throw your tray away because it's salvageable, it's savable. Like I said, you want to let your tray dry first. Then go over with your finger and tap it. That's just going to, flatten out those demarcation lines, because you don't want the demarcation lines showing up behind the paint. That's why I go over and I tap it with my finger once it dries, because it flattens it. Then once you go over with that other layer of paint and then the gloss, it almost evens it out like it never happened. So like I said, do not just throw your tray away when you go through these issues. It's very savable, so don't do that. All right, you guys, so it's time to apply this clear coat. Like any spray paint, you don't want to go too heavy with it because we want to avoid as many cracks as possible. I like to do 3 layers, so yeah, take your time with doing this. So I cannot stress enough that having a level surface is really important, you guys. This is our level board. It's really, really nice to have because my projects come out so professional, and we don't have any issues with unlevel projects. So it's really easy to use. I'm sorry I didn't show you guys how to adjust it, but there's adjustable legs that you could easily adjust on the bottom of the board, and then on the sides of it has levelers. It don't have to have levelers all around it. It's just on the 2 sides. The rest of the sides are going to be level as long as the 2 is. But these boards are so nice, and look how easy the resin comes off of it. All you got to do is put your razor right underneath it, like pick a little bit of a corner up, and it comes off so easy. So you don't have to worry about the resin being on your board. And don't worry, I will definitely leave a link to where you can find this board in the description. So this is what the trays are looking like so far. This is the glue that I like to use. I've only ever used this glue. I really love how easy it is to apply, and then not just that. I also like that it doesn't get dry so fast, so that leaves room for placement. Because when you're doing this, sometimes when you place the the cardboard onto the tray, you may not place it in the right place sometimes. So it's really nice to use this glue, like I said, because of how the drying process is, and how it allows me to be able to move my the card and place it exactly where it needs to be placed, if I happen to move it a little to the left, a little too much. You see what I'm saying? I used to use hot glue, but I found that the hot glue didn't really work as great because I almost felt like it wasn't flat enough. It almost lift the cardboard a little bit. And not just that, but I like the fact that I can spread the glue around. With the hot glue, you cannot spread the glue around. You can only place it, and then you have to really rush to get it on because of how fast it dries. I don't like to use hot glue because, like I said, those issues, and I found that I still was having issues with the resin seeping into the logo, and it gets the logo wet, and it didn't look right. So like I said, this is the best glue, and I really love this glue. So if you're gonna try this and try this method or start making them, use this glue. Do not use hot glue. I promise you won't have issues. Okay, so now it is time to place this bad boy on the tray. Look at how it's looking. I'm loving it. But listen, you want to put it in the center as much as possible. Try to get it as centered as possible. Sometimes I struggle. I still struggle sometimes. But listen, do the best you can. Don't beat yourself up. Try to center it as much as possible. I like to push it down, and I like to let it sit there and dry for a little bit and get tacky. I don't like to go in right away with my roller and roll it down and get it nice and tight to the tray first. I like to let it get it tacky first, because if you do that, if you go in right away, your glue is gonna seep out like crazy on the sides. If you let the glue get tacky a little bit, it won't do it as much. You see what I'm saying? So let it sit there for a little bit, and then go ahead and start to take your roller and roll it on. Now I just got this roller. I honestly didn't even know I had it. I bought this roller because I do decals. So I bought it to initially roll the decal and stuff like that to use for my decals. But once I realized I had it, I said, oh, this is nice. Like, oh, this is awesome. I can start using this for this. And now I use this to apply my logo on the tray, and it works like wonders. I love it. I love it better than my finger, because I feel like it literally sticks the logo down a lot more flatter than my finger can get it. So if you can get one of these, you can find them on Amazon. I think it's called a sticker roller. I don't know. Just find it on Amazon, or I'll link it down below in the description. And I almost forgot, you guys. So sorry, but I feel like I forgot to tell you guys that the cardboard, the logo is not, I did not print this out. This is actually the candy box. So you guys know, I didn't want you guys to be confused thinking that I printed these out myself, because I did not. I did wanted to let you guys know that this is the candy box, okay? And for those of you who are looking to actually want to purchase any of our trays, I did wanted to let you guys know that we do make custom trays as well. So if you have a specific design that you want to get done, head on over to our Instagram and send us a DM for custom orders. Like I said, if you have a specific design that you were interested in wanting to do, let me know. We are going to be looking at getting trays with lids as well, so that we can do custom designs with trays and lids, because we do sell a lot of those as well, and people do ask for them. So I did wanted to let you guys know that, just in case you were interested and wanted to know how can I buy this tray or any tray from us. Just like I said, the best way to contact us is to hit us up on our Instagram, and I will get back to you as fast as I can. Alright, you guys, so this is what we're working with right now. I'm really loving it, and I hope you guys love it too. Okay, you guys, so now it's time to apply our candy. I like to use another tray that's already done to reference how I have it laid out on the tray. I do it a certain way because if not, I feel like the candy looks a little awkward if it's not positioned the right way. And so I did wanted to say that. That's why you see me referencing the other tray, because I've definitely had my share fair moments where I forgot how I applied it and it would look a little odd, you know, a little off, something a little, you know, like unpositioned. It's not positioned right. So I did want to stress that I do position them a certain way to get this style look, this look. So definitely pay attention. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys see how I kind of do this, so you guys could get a little bit of an idea of how I position it. It would be way too hard to explain it. You just gotta watch, man, because like I said, I like to do it a certain way, because if not, it look awkward and I don't like it. I did want to say that I struggle in the particular spot when it comes to me placing the candy, and it's not so much the top and the bottom, it's more of the sides that I struggle with. And why I say that is that I like the sides to be a certain way to like kind of meet the two ends of the other candies a certain way, so that it almost looks like the candy is dancing or sporadically, like it was meant to be like that. Like it's not awkwardly forced. That's what I mean. Like, you know, when you put something like when you're styling, I'm a product photographer, so like if you're styling something and it looks forced, I don't know if you ever done something like that or if you know what I mean, but like, you know what I mean, as far as like it looking forced. You don't want it to look forced. You want it to be as natural looking as possible. So like I said, on the sides I struggle the most, and I like to position the candy on the sides more so at an angle going up on the one at the top, and at an angle going down at the one on the bottom, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys can tell, but if you happen to take a look at the tray on the left side at the top where my hand is, that particular tray, look at how the candy is positioned on the left side. I don't like that. I don't like the way that it looks. It looks a little forced. So that's why I was saying, now if you look at the bottom tray below that and you look at the left side of the bottom tray, look at the candy, how it's positioned on the side there. The red, I think it's red and yellow. Look at how I positioned that going upward. Like I met the candy like it's looking up at the other one. That's the best way that I can stripe it. And then the other one on the bottom, I make it like it's facing downward to the other candy where it literally it's meeting each other, you know, like they're looking at each other, they're in love, you know what I mean? That's the best way that I can describe how I like to do the sides of the candy. I don't have to really explain the tops because look, you could just position the tops so easily. It's more so the sides that I struggle with the most. I really, you know, it's easier on the bottom and the top. But hey, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm a perfectionist, so if it doesn't look right to me, I ain't with it. This is the glue that I like to use. I did want to let you guys know I do like to position my candy first before I go in with my glue. The reason why I like doing that is because when my candy is already positioned where it is, I don't have to figure out where to put it when I'm ready to glue it. So, all right, you guys, this is what we are working with after I've applied all of my candy to my tray. All right, it is time to dome. So let me show you guys what all you need. You need a face mask, a heat gun, and some resin, and some gloves, okay? Please make sure you guys are protected when it comes to messing with resin. These are really harsh chemicals, so you definitely want to make sure you have your protective gear on. I really love this part when it comes to creating my trays. I feel like it's really, really soothing, and just something about it. It's just, Now this is a really important method that I need to tell you guys about. If you don't want your edges of your tray to look like there's like ridges and, you know, like uneven resin, you need to do this, okay? And I cannot stress this enough, because if you don't do it this way, I promise you the sides of your tray is definitely not gonna look even on the inside, on the walls. It's not. It's gonna look uneven resin, and you don't want that. So you see what I'm doing here. I'm going around the tray evenly, but I'm pushing the resin up against the walls. I do this like 3, 4, 5 times, a lot. I do it a lot, honestly. I do it until I feel like the resin is starting to get a little thick. I like to heat my resin up a little bit when I'm doing this method to thicken the resin, because when you thicken the resin on that's, you know, sticking to the walls of the tray, it's gonna stick so much better if the resin is thicker versus if it's too runny. So heating up the resin a little bit to fasten the cure process helps with the walls of the tray not looking so uneven. And that's a method that I do all the time with my trays. I do not miss that, because you don't want the ridges of your tray to look unprofessional. I'm telling you, do this method and you won't have this problem. Go around the tray a couple times. You see what I'm saying? Do not miss on that part. I promise you, you're gonna have a high quality tray. Make sure you guys are getting the edges of your tray as well. I did find that sometimes when I did start out that I would miss spots and not really know it. So be sure to make sure that you guys are literally checking every single cranny of that tray, okay? I cannot stress that enough, because once the resin dry, there is not going there, you can go over it again, but who wants to waste resin? Come on, let's be real. It's too expensive. So make sure you guys are paying attention to what you're doing. Like, look how close I have to get to the edges. And there's been times, guys, that I missed that, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to go and do it again. And sometimes you don't even want to do that, because if you have to you have to put resin on the edges again, and not on the inside, sometimes it could look a little funny. So that's why I try to stress this to you guys, so you guys know to please pay attention, okay? You don't want to have to go over again, so you guys can avoid those issues and you know, have a nice high quality tray. So I hope this was really helpful, you guys. Like I said, you guys be sure to come on my channel and check out more, because I'm gonna have a bunch of other designs on here that I'm gonna show you guys that we do. Please don't think that I will feel some type of way if you guys went and created these trays on your own. I feel like there is room for all of us to grow. I do not have the mindset of, oh, this is mine and only mine, this is my design and nobody can do it. That is stupid. I see a lot of people with that mindset, And honestly, it's really sad, but that's not how I feel. If you guys wanted to go out and create trays like this, go ahead and do it. It wouldn't make me feel no type of way. All I say is just give credit where it's due. If you guys really enjoyed this video and this was helpful, please subscribe, comment below, and share this. Support your girl for giving all of this free information out, okay? Nobody's going as in depth when it comes to making these trays like I am, so I would really appreciate you guys if you like, comment, and share this video. If you guys want to see more from us, definitely stick around and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out.
Yeah, I'm on the grind on the energy. About that cake, and we focus on how to make moves and elevate. Energy.